Hello everyone, QW Islands of Insight, let's get going. So I'm going to wander around here for a bit to hit some of these trials, and also get some of these Myopia arrow puzzles again, and maybe solve some more shifting in phase stuff, we'll see. So let's start with whatever is right here, and it's not right here, it's actually down, there it is, it's lower. See Serpents, an eye for detail. How about this? We have to make a snake pattern, but we can't make a long snake pattern, so we can't do this. So we can do it like this. Neat. Same puzzle, but now we can't make this. So we have to do it around like this, so that all our inside corners are on those edges. That's weird. Okay. How about you? Snake pattern, no long snake pattern, so we can't go through here. So we have to go through here. Okay. Snake pattern, now no, all inside corners have to be on those edges. Snake pattern, no, none of this. So, okay. Didn't this just be it? Okay. All dark regions have area 2. This is not part of the trial, I don't think. Darts count opposite color, and myopia arrows point to the closest thing. Okay. Well, then these have to be like this. So that has to be there, and this is going to have to be at least that far, I think. No, it's going to have to be at least there. Yeah. This could still be pointing there, but not totally sure. Dark regions have area 2, so it could be here or there. I'm not entirely sure, but it can't be this one. Oh yes, it does have to be here. It could be this. And it has to be that. And then it has to be that. Yeah. So now we're seeing 2 in this direction and 2 in this direction, 2 in this direction. So this is probably not one of them. Yeah, if this is a dark cell, what are we going to do here? If we put this one as a dark cell, we can't have 2 here. And if we do any of this, we can't. So that's a light cell. Those are your dark cells. Those are the dark cells there. And then that can't be a dark cell. This is a dark cell, so there we go. Solves. Yeah, this wasn't part of that trial. We've got to make a snake, but we can't do... Oh, just make a snake, but we got to do viewpoints. So we have to go at least one space this way. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 could go all that way, but it has to go at least that far. So none of these can be dark cells. So that finishes this off, which means we have a corner like this. This one's done. So I believe that's a corner there. So we're going to have to connect around like this and there. So we're doing this. Oop. Here we go. That's a cool puzzle. Let's see what this one does. Same thing, except now all of those are dark. That's pretty cool how you can just flip these and then you make a good puzzle like that. So now we could do this. In fact, we have to, because we need to make the corner with the 6, because we have to connect all of these. So the 6 now just goes one more. This is gonna, whatever direction this goes, it has to go all the way. So it either goes all the way here, which is a dead end, or it goes all the way here. And I have to sneeze. That's fun. I always love it when I start recording and then immediately feel the need to sneeze. Okay, this has to be like so. That's the only way to do this. Here, and then we're done. That's done. All dark areas have the same shape and size, and they all have area 4. So, they're all Z tetrameros. That wasn't too bad. no two dark areas have the same shape and size, but they all have a 4. So now this is the Z, but nothing else is the Z. So this is either an L or a T, so that one is what it is. This can be an L or a T as well. So I think TL. No, that's not right either. This could be the I, and this could be the T. There we go. Let's try these out. Star puzzle. Connect dark cells. And that's all we know. That's going to come out like that. This means we have this symmetry. This is possible. Either way, this has to connect out this way. That can go there just fine. That has to be a dark cell. If these are dark cells, we're good. If these are light cells, this would be done. We couldn't do anything more with it, right? They're light cells. Is there any way for me to see only one more space? There isn't, because I have to be symmetrical, so I think this is what we have to do. But we are going to connect it to here, which means it's not probably going to connect to there, but I could be wrong. Let's see. The 7 is going to connect to here in some way. If I did this, I would end up connecting here, which would do this and that. We're in trouble here. So I think it's not going to connect here unless it also connects like this. This is dangerous. Let me hold off on this. I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet. This can't connect up there, so this is the furthest the 6 can connect. It does have to go out one space here. If we connect the 3 like so, the 5 is blocked here, and it would have to connect here, which means we'd also have to connect that. So this has to be a black cell. So it does have to connect here. That is guaranteed. So let's see. You have to make that a dark cell, which does mean it goes out at least this far. It can be here. It can't be that one, though, so it does have to do that. Getting somewhere. It can't be that, because dark cells have to connect. That can't connect there, so these are connected like so. This has to connect at least that far. There's no way for this not to connect to here, and so it will connect to both of these. I think so far so good. This does have... Oh dear, so this is going to make it tricky. This is... yeah, that's the right amount. So I gotta see one more cell. No, it can't be that one. This one. Cool. There. That's what that is. This 3... Okay. That's an interesting puzzle. It's kind of tricky. Now, this has just twisted the lotuses. That's all this happens. We've twisted the lotuses. And supposedly we're going to get a different puzzle from this, but it still connect all dark cells. That has to be here. This can come down just fine. That's fine, and that's fine. Well, this can connect here without too much trouble, but then it can't connect any further. If this connects here, it can't go any further up. So how do I get 7? How do I see 7 things when I can't... I could go just all the way up like this, right? That could be it. This is possible? if the 3 connects to the 5 here, then the 5 has to connect there and we're in trouble. So this has to be a dark cell still. 5 can connect all the way up here. Does not have to connect here. If it does connect here, we have to do this and we block it in. So it is in fact going to connect up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is going to be your 5. Which means the 3 is done. And this has to escape, so that's what we're going to have. So that means this 6 can only go, it has to go that way. 3, what am I going to do? I could do that. I could do this and make that a white square. I'm not totally sure. This could still come around. Let's see. The 4 doesn't have to connect to any of this. That's fine. This would force this move. This would force that move. So how am I going to see if 4... Because if I do this, either one of these two is going to force both of them, which is going to force... Ooh, this is tricky. Well, let's say I did this. I would have to do this move. This has to happen. Which is going to force this. Which means this can't happen. It would have to be here and there. Is this acceptable? I think so. Like, my goal here is to basically just like troll myself into not using half of this. This I think is fine. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay. Neat. So let's head. I wonder. Yep. I actually couldn't see the symbol on the red one, but I was just thinking, I see the green and the red. It's a really good angle. It would make for a neat puzzle. I wonder. Let's head over here and hit some other puzzles. Start with this wandering orb I see just hanging out by himself. Oh. There we go. That solves that. Wandering Echo, yeah. Let's do these Myopia arrow puzzles, since it reloads every time we restart the game. This has to be the dark cells. No dominoes means that. Oops. It can be... No, it has to be that one. Okay. Connect all light cells, exactly one symbol per dark area. Okay. Here. There. So, one symbol per dark area means these cannot be dark. So that's going to be this. This has to connect this way. That can't connect to there, that's for sure. We have to go at least 2 out, and in fact we are exactly 2 out. This has to connect to the 5. There's no other one it can connect to. 5 is complete. Let's see. The 4 will come out this way. This is complete. This has to connect to the 6. And there has to be something closer, so that's... Oops. That's the 7. That's an interesting puzzle. Okay. I hear a shy aura. He's bugging me. These have to be white cells. These have to be white cells. Those have to be white cells. All dark regions have area 2, so it can't be here. Alright. One of these 2 is dark, so it can't be this one. It has to be this guy here. So... this solves a few things for us. One of these two is dark, one of these two is dark, not sure which. This one can't be dark, because we would have a problem there. So it could be this. It also could be this if all of these are white. No, there has to be at least one of these being dark. So if this was dark... Yeah. Yep, so we do have to have this one be a dark cell. Come on, there we go. This could be dark, that's fine. Let's see here. One of these two. This one has to be dark. This has to be light. Does it matter what I do here? I don't know yet. There has to be... Well, there has to be dark cells here and in this, so they can't be going sideways, because then we can't do anything. So it does have to be like that. Which means that has to be a light cell. And this could be a dark cell. We don't know yet. Like... What if I did this? Yep, that's the answer. Connect all dark cells. Oops, wrong button. No snake pattern. Only one in all of these places. I see. Snake comes through here, not through there. Uh-huh. Cool. Let's see. That could be here, that could be here. This has to be a light cell for sure. It could be like this. No, it cannot. So, there it is. Let's save our... Okay, let's save our 3-star for the end. Let's do the easier puzzles first. These cannot connect. Connect all light cells, exactly one symbol per dark area. Uh-huh. Let's see. Well, this is going to solve. So this 8 has to come around through here. Uh-huh. Not sure which direction this comes yet. That'll have to come out for sure. This is forced. One of these two is dark, not sure which. Well, it's either both of these. No, that makes sense. I could do both of these and then have this come out. Connect all light cells does this. Does it matter what I'm doing with the rest of this? Ah, because I have to connect the light cells. Means I do have to fill that in. Okay. Okay, a lot of arrows here. Let's just fill what I know. Alright, no dominoes and connect all light cells. Okay. What's the first move here? Connect all light. Is there a... Yeah, this has to be that, otherwise we can't connect all light cells. And same with that. There has to be one at least here, so that means this is in fact what that is. Otherwise, if we did this, then we'd have a problem. So that is what this is. We have to have those. Connect light cells means that's a light cell. Since these are 2 away, those have to be 1 away. There has to be one in these 2 spots, so it does have to be here. This has to be it. This has to be. This is the closer one here. This is the closest one there. This has to be like so. which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cool. That's actually a pretty neat puzzle. Let's do another one. This one is no checkerboards. No two dark areas have same shape and size, but dark regions have area 4. So we're talking tetrominoes here. No checkerboards means we're probably not doing this. Well, if we did this, we'd have to connect both of those, yeah. Because we can't have checkerboards. So, this is set. No matter what, this is a piece. So it could be the I or the T. This has to come down, because that comes down. Can't have checkerboards, so there's your L. This has to be the I. No checkerboards means that's white. 4, 1, 2, 4. Well, this can't be the closest dark cell to here, because then this would be the closest, and we'd be blocking it off. So there has to be at least one in here, which means there's one in here. So this is not the closest one. There's another one. What would it be, though? It wouldn't be this one. I mean, this wouldn't be one, because then the only way to make this work is with a T shape. Well, the trouble is now, these have to connect, and the only way to connect them is an L or a T. So that's a light cell. Now, if I did, I could put a T here, or I could just not put anything here. No, yeah, no checkerboards. So, what would I do in these spots? I could make a T and a square. Yeah. Last but not least, 3-star puzzle. Okay. Okie dokie. There's a lot going on here. Let's just fill in what I know. Connect all light cells. So, we have to do that, and we have to do this. And we have to do this, I believe? No, because we can go out the back. This one has to be at least one extra space there. This is forced because otherwise we have no light black cell to connect it to. So it's either here or here. There could be a black cell there, though. We don't know for sure. That's the furthest away this can go, but there could be something closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a closer one than this. It's one of these two. One of these two. One of these two. One of these two. Does this connect all light cells doing anything for me yet? This is fine. Well, if I did this, oh, hold on, yeah, this has to connect out this way. There's nothing I can do about it. So the light cells definitely have to come through here. That's going to solve this one and that. So I could still do that, or I could do this and place the dark cells further out. One, two, three, four. There has to be something closer on this end. Same here. So this will 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's one of these two, which means one of those two. This is this would actually block us off. This if I did that. So these have to be like so in order to not block us off. That's possible. connect to light cells actually, so it's required. This has to escape. Uh-huh. Not sure there yet. This has to escape through here, which means it is in fact this piece. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. It does have to be this piece. Let's see what else we can do. We could block this off because we're coming through here. But if we did this... Well, what's the difference if we did it this way? We have a lot of room to come through. This actually works out just fine. No, it doesn't. It would require this. So this does have to be like so. So I can put these here. And then I have to do at least this far. I could do this just fine. Yep. That's a tricky one. I liked it. Let's see. With the rest of my time, I shall... Actually, hold on. That was quite a bit of time. Let's say that's a good ending to this episode here. And I will see you all in the next video. Thanks all for watching, and have a good day. Bye.